Hey everybody, I was just curious if you wanted to learn about the feast days of Yahweh today. Not the feast days of the Jews or anybody else, but the feasts of Yahweh. If Jesus and the apostles celebrated the feast days, then why did the church stop? What if our holidays actually have pagan roots attached to them, or at least pagan traditions associated with them? Could it be that God's feast days are actually a prophetic blueprint to Jesus' first and second coming? In this video, we're going to explore these questions and more, and talk about the feast days of God, and how they're not actually Jewish, but they're for the people of God for today, and many are rediscovering this through the Bible and other people's influence. So what are the feast days? Genesis 1:14 talks about the Moedim, which are the appointed times or the appointed seasons of God that He created for times and seasons. It is the Hebrew word in the Strong's Concordance 4150, Moedim or Moed. Moed is just the singular version of Moedim. And so that is the first mention of the feasts in the Bible. And now we're going to look at Leviticus 23 that lists explicitly all the feast days. And again, Leviticus 23 is Yahweh talking to Moses, and Yahweh says, these are my feast days, nobody else's feast days, not the Jewish feast days, not Moses' feast days. These are God's feast days. He has a calendar, He has a timeline that He set up before creation. That's why Jesus was the lamb slain before the foundations of the earth. God had it all planned out in His book. Alright, so what are the feast days listed out in Leviticus 23? The spring feast days are Passover, unleavened bread, the Feast of First Fruits, and Pentecost in Greek, or Shavuot in Hebrew. A lot of people don't know that the Feast of Pentecost actually has Hebrew roots, and it's tied to the giving of the Torah on Mount Sinai. And many people say that what happened at Mount Sinai was like a foreshadowing